we just executing select query on both normal table and bucketed table. So this is normal table on department level and bucketed table. Okay. So if data is huge volumes, we see clear difference, but here we see we are applying on small data, so we are seeing less difference. Next, continuation. Last concept in Hive is UDF, user defined functions. So user defined functions we can implement in Java or Python. So user defined functions we implement in Java or Python. Java or Python. So user defined functions, when we use user defined functions, when we implement user defined function, our HQL queries. HQL queries is not sufficient to implement a complete solution. HQL queries not sufficient to solve big data issue. Then we write UDF and we attach UDF in HQL, and we attach UDF in HQL. So UDF is executed by Hive engine. So we are not executing UDF. Hive engine is going to execute UDF. So while writing user defined function, we have to follow Hive UDF rules. Because we are not going to execute Hive. Hive is executed UDF. UDF is executed by Hive. So to understand our UDF class, we have to follow some rules while writing UDF. To understand this concept, I am explaining one simple example. In standalone Java application, standalone Java application is executed by JVM. Standalone Java application is executed by JVM. So whenever we run Java application, whenever we run Java class, JVM search for main function or terminology method, Java level method in class. Main method in class. Then starts execution. So standalone standalone life cycle standalone life cycle standalone life cycle start method is main method. Standalone life cycle start method is main method. Same as same as Java web application. Java web application executed by servers like Tomcat, WebLogic, WebSphere, etc. So servers executes your application. So XYZ class, assume this is Tomcat. So Tomcat, we have a uh, class 1. So this is executed by Tomcat. So whenever user sends request, so don't ask me who is he or she. So it is just a symbol. User sends request. Whenever request comes, Tomcat searches service method. Inside a class, service method or get method, or put method, etc. Some other methods. There are some other methods. It look for these methods. So if it is a web application, this is executed by server. Server search for service method. If it is a standalone application, this is executed by JVM. JVM search for main method. Similar way, whenever you are running UDF is executed by Hive engine. So we are writing UDF. UDF is executed by Hive engine. So this user class, this class must extend either some classes here. This class must be child class of generic servlet, or HTTP servlet. So there are some rules. Servlet. So how Tomcat understand your class means, when your class is child class of generic servlet or HTTP servlet, then it will search for either service method or get method or put method. So there is some other method also, post method. If it is a generic servlet, it search for service method. If it is a HTTP servlet, it search for get method, put method, post method. Okay. So based on the parent class, it search corresponding main method. Okay, simply understand, if it is normal Java class, JVM always search main method. Main method is available, it start execution from main method. If it is a web application, server is going to execute your class. First it will check rule, your class is child class of generic servlet, yes, then search for service method in your class. If your class is HTTP servlet, it search for get method, put method, post method. Same as you are writing UDF. So you are writing UDF XYZ UDF. This UDF is going to execute by Hive engine. So how it executes? When your class is child class of predefined UDF class, and it has to extend, it has to override some method. So there are some rules. We'll discuss that rules here. So first rule is UDF class. Write one rule. User defined UDF class is a child class of org.apache.hadoop.hive.ql.exe.udf class. This complete package, this is complete package. So our user defined UDF class is a child class of, our user defined UDF class is a child class of this class. First rule. Second rule, our user defined class must override evaluate method. Evaluate method. This evaluate method is executed on each row. This evaluate method executed on each row. Okay. This evaluate method executed on each row. So main two rules. First rule is child class of org.apache.hadoop.hive.ql.exe.udf, and second one, it must override, not overload, override evaluate function. It must override evaluate function. Then Hive engine, first Hive engine checks your UDF class is child class of UDF. Yes. Then your class contain evaluate method. Yes. Evaluate method. Then it will call evaluate method on each row. For each row, this evaluate method is executed. Whatever the logic you write inside this evaluate method applies on that row. Okay. One more note, write one more note. So these predefined classes presented in Hive, Hive jar file. These predefined classes presented in Hive jar file. So we have to download. So we have to download Hive jar file. We have to download Hive jar file manually, or use Maven. We have to download Hive jar file manually or use Maven. So first step one, write Java or Python application in any editor. So let's open editor. Let's open editor, Eclipse editor. First step we are writing. Step one, writing. Write UDF. Here, write UDF using any IDE. So we are creating here Eclipse IDE. Eclipse IDE. So we've opened Eclipse IDE. So let me create workspace in our batch file. Under batch file, here I am creating uh, Hive workspace. Hive workspace. Select Hive workspace. OK. Launch. Step 2. Add Hive Hive jar file dependency. So before this, step 1, right? Open Eclipse IDE. Open Eclipse IDE. Create Maven project. Create Maven project. Create Maven project. Open Eclipse IDE. Create Maven project and add Hive jar dependency. Second step 2. So try to observe how I am creating Maven project. So go right click on this one, new. Here, here we didn't see any Maven project. Click on other. Type Maven here. Maven here. You will see Maven project. Click on Maven project. Click on next. Here select Maven archetype is quick start. Maven hyphen archetype hyphen quick start. So select Maven project type is Maven project type is. So it's saying Maven hyphen archetype hyphen quick start. Quick start. Select Maven project type Maven hyphen archetype hyphen quick start. Then give group ID. Group ID. So com dot IT solutions, IT solutions, and artifact ID, artifact ID. So Hive UDF, then package name equal to group ID, artifact ID, group ID plus artifact ID, group ID plus artifact ID. So let's click on this one, quick start, click on next. It asks group ID, com dot IT solutions, and pack artifact ID, Hive UDF, Hive UDF. So it is converted to com.itsolution.hive UDF. Click on finish. Here it will create a project and it is creating Maven archetype. So expand here, expand source, expand package name. So I don't want this test classes. Let me remove this one. I don't want this uh, generated class. For testing purpose, they will generate one predefined classes. Right click this one and click on new, click on class. Here give name, class name, sequence number. So through this application, what I am going to do, I am going to generate sequence numbers. Assume I have a file, I have a file with some records, some records, some records. For each line, I want to generate some sequence number. So I converted this one into Hive table. Hive table. In this Hive table, for each row, I want to generate some sequence number like 1, 2, 3. Like this, I want to generate some sequence numbers. Okay. I want to generate some sequence numbers for each row. Each row. For this one, I am writing sequence number class, sorry, this one, observe, sequence number class. This class is child class of UDF. This class is child class of UDF. So whatever the logic you return this one, right, inside this function, this is executed automatically. Another one, Hadoop dependency. Yes. So here, in palm.xml file, we need to add these two dependencies. One is Hadoop dependency, another one is Hive dependency. So it will download these two jar files. Once it is successfully downloaded, we cannot see these errors. Let's save this Hive dependency. It started downloading dependencies. So errors are removed. Errors are removed. So for every row, it executes this evaluate function. Every row, it is executing evaluate function. For every row, it is generating one number. So initially 0, 0 plus 1. It will return 1. It will return 1. Then we can use that number in our table column. Table column. So first let's write the dependency. First step is completed. First step is completed. Second step, adding dependency is completed. Third step, step 3, convert 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 application into jar file. Application into jar file. Convert application into jar file. So here, go to application here. So go to IVUDF, right click here. You will see option run. Here you will see build option. Here we pass two values, clean space install. Clean space install. So clean option clears previous compiled .class files. Clean option clears previous compiled .class files. Install option compiles all Java classes. Install option compiles all Java classes, and next prepares package. Package means jar file. Install command, install option compiles all Java classes and prepares package. Package means jar file. Then click on apply, clean space install. Click on apply, click on run, then it will start compiling. So it's saying build failure. So right click on this one because it is selecting Java 1.5 JRE. Click on this one, click on properties. Here type Java. So you will see Java compiler, not Java compiler. Java build path, no. Yep. Let's go to window, preferences. Here type Java. So here you will see, yep. Here you will see installed JREs. It is pointing only JRE location. Click on add, click on standard VM, click on next, go to directory, and here go to your Java installation location. In this system, Java is installed in C drive, Under C drive, program files. Under program files, Java. Under Java, JDK. So don't go up to bin path. Select up to before bin path. Select up to before bin path. Click OK. Click finish. Here you will select JDK. Click apply. Click close. Once again right click here, and once again go to run build. If you click on this build, already we set clean and install, right? It will use that options. So this time there is no compilation error. It is generated successfully. So refresh, right click here, refresh, open target, you will see jar file. Let's go to that path, properties. So this is the path, right? This is the path, target location. Open here, go to that path. So this one is generated at what time? 12:33. 12:33 p.m. Right? So let's wait 1 minute. 34, right? Now 34. Once again run. Once again right click here. Run Maven build. It will clean previously generated all and generates jar file. So recent jar file is generated at 12:34. Previous one is 12:33, right? So new jar file is generated. After modification, after anything modified in our program, after modifying anything in this program, right click on this one, run build. Every time it will generate a new jar file. Copy this jar file, go to our Hadoop environment. So our Hadoop environment is Cloudera, right? So go to this location, minimize, place. So Hive jar file is placed here. So once, step 3, convert the app into jar file. Next one, step 4, place jar file into Hadoop mission. Hadoop mission. You can write a Hive program in anywhere, UDF program. Once we write a program, we generate jar file and we place that jar file into Hive mission, Hadoop mission. Next, step 5. Step 5, register as UDF means user defined function. User defined function, that is register our jar with Hive. Register our jar with Hive. So for this one, step is go to Hive and use this command. So go to Hive, add jar, and our jar is presented under desktop, right? You can give complete path under home, under Cloudera, desktop, and here we have Hive UDF, right? Complete name. What is the name of this one? This is the name, right? F2. So it is not mandatory to take lengthy name. If you want to change F2 and give sequence num, then give sequence num. Copy this one and paste into our Hadoop environment. So remove this one, paste our new jar file, sequence num.jar. Then use that name. Use that name. What is jar file name? Sequence num dot jar. This is one way. This is one way. So it is saying added slash home Cloudera desktop sequence number to class path. Added this jar file to class path, or go to this one. We want to place this copy and go to my computer, go to file system, go to user USR. Here you will see local USR slash uh, lib or bin. Go to lib. Here you will see Hive. Under Hive, you will see lib. Under lib, place our lib. So this place we have to copy that command, because slash lib is not accessible to slash user, right? That's why it is not showing paste option here. Then go to this command prompt. So cd desktop, okay, cp, use sudo cp sequence num.jar. Where do we want to place? Under root, under usr, under lib, under hive, under lib. That's it. So in this location, if you observe here, in this location you will see sequence number. Sequence number.jar. There are two ways. This is permanent way of placing our jar file into Hive lib folder, or we can add desktop, from desktop to by using this command also we can add our sequence number jar file into this location, Hive location, or you can place jar file into Hive lib location. Two ways. So we added jar file into Hive lib location. Next step. So our application contain this name, right? Sequence num class. But in SQL queries, we use function names, right? We use function names. So we use one more command to make this class as a UDF function. Create temporary function. Create temporary function. Create temporary function. Step 6. Create temporary function. So our class name is com.it solutions, IT solutions, com.it solutions dot sequence number. For this class, we are giving one name is auto. This is not Jabardast Ram Prasad auto. Okay, this is not Jabardast Ram Prasad auto. This is the auto increment function. Let's see it become Jabardast Ram Prasad auto or our auto. If number is not generated, it become Ram Prasad auto. Okay, so let's create temporary function. Okay, create a temporary function auto as com.itsolutions.sequence num. It is saying error return code 1 org.apache.hadoop.ql function task. So this syntax wise error, class com.itsolutions.sequence num not found. This is jar file name. In this jar file we have a class sequence num. Yes or no? This jar file contains sequence num class. So we given class name. So sequence num not found. It means we added jar file in both the classes, right? It may confusing. Let me remove. Okay, let me remove this one. So let's once again register our jar file, sequence num jar file. So it's saying added resources. Okay. Next one, let's execute this one. Create temporary function auto as com.itsolutions. Let's go com.it. Oh, previous one is also correct. IT solutions dot hive udf dot sequence number. So here we given wrong. It's clearly saying IT solutions dot hive udf dot sequence number. Complete package name we have to pass. Still fail. So what is it saying? Spelling is correct. Com.it solutions, right? So now it is created successfully. Okay. So not Ram Prasad auto. So up to now successful. Let's generate sequence numbers. So we need some data, right? So let's create EMP table. This is EMP table, right? While displaying EMP table, I'm also using auto, and I'm taking some table. In this table, I'm going to insert. Okay, let's take EMP test or EMP, and let's take EMP test. So before EMP table test, create a table, create table EMP test, and create ID space int comma EMPNO ENPNO int comma ename string. Let's take only few columns instead of all columns. Let's select only few columns, right? Instead of all columns, let's select few columns. So let's create a table in Hive. Let's create table. So we created. Next, use insert override. And use this select. Okay, press enter. It is executed successfully. Let's see whether it is going to generate sequence numbers or not. For each row, internally it is going to call evaluate function. In evaluate function, we are incrementing count value, we are returning count. Yep. We registered that sequence class with auto function. Yep. Let's see this one. We created temporary function for our class auto. Then we called that auto function here, right? Yep. Let's display select star from EMP test. Sequence number we got 1. So, but it has to generate sequence number 1, 2, 3, 4. So, maybe problem with our code. Then use static int, count equal to 0, and let's use count plus plus. Okay, let's once again right click here and run Maven build. So it is generated dot class file. Okay, go to jar file, rename sequence num, copy this one and go to desktop. We don't require any of this, so remove this one and paste new one. Once again copy, right click here, copy and go to Cloudera, paste and go to our command prompt Hive query, then register, first register, add jar file, register. Next one, create temporary function auto. Let's insert override EMP test. Next, select auto comma EMP number ename from EMP. So old data is going to remove and new data is going to insert, because insert override means it removes old data, writes new data. So select star from EMP test, still same. So increment is not happening. So it executing row wise, row, and once row is completed, again it is creating separate object. But we want sequence numbers for each row. For each row, we want sequence numbers. Let's use select auto from EMP. So it's always giving 1, 1, 1. Yep. Let's so we are doing count plus plus, right? We are returning count. Evaluate function is going to execute in each row. Each row it is going to execute. Mm, each row it is calling, but each row it is generating 0 plus 1. So code wise no issue. Let me UDF UDF. So let's see jar version. Hive UDF. Hive exe, right? Let's search. Yep. Hive Maven. Hive Maven dependency. Click on this Hive Maven dependency. Hive query language. SQL. Hive metastore. Hive common. Let's use Hive common. So Hadoop is, let's take 2.3.x versions. Let's take Hive this one. Uh, let's remove this dependency. Let's add this dependency. Let's go sequence number, whether it is giving any error or not. No, right? So let's right click on this one. Yeah, still it is preparing. Once it is completed, we will see errors are. Let's finish to download that jar file. Yep, version issue. So UDF class is not available in Hive-core. It's showing error, right? Red mark. So let me Apache Hive SQL query. Yeah, first one. First one is enough. So 2.3.3. Copy this one IVEXE. Let's remove this old common we don't require. So it's still running. Once rounding is completed, let's once again convert this one into jar file and see. So completed. Right click on this one. Run as Maven build. So completed. Go here. Rename F2. So number sequence. I'm giving different name. Right click this one. Copy. Go to Cloudera. Let's remove this one. Right click here. Once again copy. Go here and paste. So number sequence. Once again start registering this one. So register, add jar, number sequence, right? Number sequence dot jar. So it is added. Create temporary function. So auto Ram Prasad is not working. So let's change sequence. Function name I am changing. Okay. Let's select. Yep. We will see this one later. I'll send this code.